This right here is just a 19-ounce bag of some cheese tortellini. This is a Kroger brand. I haven't tried this specific one. We usually do the Buitoni, but y'all, it looks good. But we got 1 pound of some Italian sausage that I'm just gonna sprinkle over that tortellini. Now, the tortellini, make sure it's frozen, y'all, because we're putting this all stuff in the crock pot and we don't want it to get too mushy, you know what I mean? So, okay, we're adding in, oops, upside down, cream cheese. I just did 1 pack and we went ahead and cubed it. So we're gonna try and plop these out some way or another. But we're gonna get this nice and creamy and cheesy tortellini, right? I like the way that sounds. How about y'all? Okay. All right, ready for my next surprise? A little rotel. All right, 1 can rotel with the juices. And y'all, you can do just regular diced tomatoes because we're adding in also 1 can of some diced tomatoes with the juices. So the recipe originally called for 2 cans of diced tomatoes, but y'all, I've made it with this rotel and it is life-changing, I promise you that. I know we already got lots of tomatoes, but we're gonna need some tomato paste. So this is just one of those mini cans. How many ounces does this say? 6 ounces. So we're gonna go ahead and get all of that tomato paste out of the mini can. That's good enough, all right. And that's just gonna make sure that this has that creamy texture and, you know, goodness that we're wanting. Right, since, you know, we got a little white, a little red, how about some green, y'all? Fresh spinach. And I'm just gonna kind of give myself some nice handfuls. And we're gonna just kind of spread it out all over everywhere. Don't worry, y'all, we're gonna mix it. We're gonna mix it all up. So right now it just kind of looks like, you know, a green salad, a crock pot salad, if you will. I don't reckon that would be good, but all right. We got some 3 cheese blends, some grated Parmesan cheese. Oh, let's not use that part. We're gonna open up the big boy. And we're gonna dump this whole thing in here because this was originally 8 ounces, so I probably put half the bottle in it. So we got 4 ounces, and then y'all, we got 3 cups of some chicken broth. And we're gonna pour that all in before we start to mix it all up, okay? Now that we got all that in here, taking my little spatula, and I'm gonna try and mix this all up so that the spinach gets down to the bottom, that cream cheese gets around, you know, that chicken broth nicely covers everything it needs to start cooking in. And it's gonna look like one beautiful Italian flag, right? I know, y'all. I know it's not pronounced Italian, okay? I just like to do it. You know what this might need? I'm gonna throw in a little Italian seasoning, little Italian spices, just for a little extra pizzazz. I've tried to open it, but that's not gonna work. All right, that looks good, right, y'all? Told you. Okay, sticking our lid on. We're gonna set this up on high and it'll be on there for about 2.5 hours. All right, y'all, this has only been on for 2 hours and look at that beauty. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at all those colors and that tortellini. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. First, we're gonna mix all this up. Make sure it's all nice and creamy. Look at that, that is perfect. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to try this. But before we serve us up a nice dish, I need it to be a little creamier. And I'm adding in some heavy whipping cream. This is about, let's see, maybe 3/4 of a cup, or probably a full cup actually. Add that in there. We just want to get it that nice, milky, creamy look, texture, taste. Look at that. Y'all, is that not the most beautiful tortellini sausage spinach soup? or what? Okay, it's time to plate this up. Getting a nice scoopful of a little bit of everything. And y'all, we're gonna have to let this cool down just a little bit so I don't burn myself, but I am dying. All right, let's see. Y'all, you need to try this one.